Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you're having a good day out there. Today we're doing a quick little mini review version of the Handselecta book and the Stylefile marker. For those who don't know, the Handselecta book is a high quality black book made with very thick paper, very similar to poster paper. It's very bleed resistant, as you can see right here, and takes paint markers very well. Now this is not at all like a regular black book that uses a high quality thick paper, but can bleed through. So let me give you a quick little example here. We're drawing a little G on this paper right here, and let's just go ahead and lay in some ink. And you guys will see in just a second how it bleeds through the paper. Again, this is a thick paper made specifically for black booking, but it is not coated. Now, this type of paper does blend well with the graphic markers. So if you want to blend, this paper I would say is a better choice for black booking. But if you want to use paint pens mostly, then I'd say the Handselecta would be the best choice. Although you can use both, as you can see here, they go on very nicely, but it gets a more watercolor type effect. But again, paint pens are the key for making these books really shine. They lay down nice, smooth, but all markers can work with it quite well. This is an oil-based marker. I do like using the oil-based as well. They do lay a nice clean line. Now, as far as the black book goes, the Handselecta does feature a series of different artists and some basic techniques, art styles, letter styles that you can kind of bite, copy, and kind of get your own little style based off of that at the beginning. The most of the book is blank, so you can be as creative as you want to be to start out and your journey to being a graffiti artist. Today we're going to be using mostly the Stylefile markers. These are now my favorite new marker for black booking. They're smooth, they're even, they work well with the Molotov and the Pigma Sensei markers. Excellent combination. No matter what you're using, this black book will make you very, very happy. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at these markers here. The Stylefile marker comes with a brush tip and a standard chisel tip. There is also a standard tip type marker as well, but I'm using the brush tip for this video. I'm rather fond of them. You can do a lot of different stuff with it. Hey, look, let's draw a funny little guy here. Let's do this. Oh yeah, look at that. High quality art right there. But as you can see, the brush tip is very soft, very pliable, very, very nice to use. So let's go ahead and start lacing in some lines here. And, just kind of take your time, mess around, do some doodads, do some little bits. Right now I'm just kind of doing some little wavy stuff that I like to do. I kind of do it all the time. It's become my MO, I guess. Alright, so now let's go ahead and put some stars in here. I like using this ultramarine blue. It's a very clean, dark blue, and with the brush tip you can get some very nice, high quality, clean line work with it. Cool stuff, guys. Really, really cool stuff. So let's go ahead and start filling this in here. Lots of little stars. I like doing the stars. Classic graffiti. It's classic graffiti. That's really what it is here. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the stars in there. Hopefully that lays in nicely. Now that we got the stars in, I think we need to start looking at some other stuff. So let's see here. No, it's too dark. Oh, that'd make a very nice splash color. So let's set that one aside right there. Let's see. Oh yeah. Let's use this. This is the Middle Calypso color, and I find it to be a very nice shade for black booking. It's a paint pen, so it lays down nice and opaque and on top of the surface. And that's the thing, when you're using these type of sketchbooks, you want to mix paint pens with the regular markers, the black book markers, graphic markers. There we go. So graphic markers are alcohol-based markers that use a tampon inside and the ink bleeds through. Paint pens have an empty vessel with a liquid paint formula inside, which is opaque and goes down very evenly. Right now I'm using a Pigma Sensei, which is a tampon style marker, but it is pigmented ink, so it lays down very thick and very even. I guess you can call it a hybrid marker, if you will. The Pigmas are made by Sakura, and they're really great markers. They're fast becoming one of my favorite outliner pens. So if you have a chance to get a Pigma Sensei, by all means, do. Great markers. So let's go ahead and start laying in some lines here. Right now we're just doing our outline, and it's looking pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's see here. Yep, just doing some outlines. Yep. It's kind of fun to narrate over this, actually. But anyway, so let's go on, keep moving here. So right now we're just finishing up our outline, and we're going to go ahead and start filling in our 3D areas right now, just to make sure that those negative spaces are already filled, and then we can work on our 3D from there. This is a very simple way to do 3Ds. Now let's go ahead and do a left hand blocking 3D. And this will bleed off the edge of the paper. Originally I planned on doing a character, but I didn't have time for this video, so c'est la vie. We shall move on and keep on moving. Alright, so let's go ahead and start filling in our 3D. And again, this is the Pigma Sensei, which is a great little marker. Just watch as we fill it in right there. There she goes. Round the clock, nobody knows. Beautiful. Alright, so go ahead and fill in, fill in. Looking good, guys. Okay, so now it looks like we're about ready to lay in our splash. So let's just go ahead and start dappling that in right there. Again, I was going to have a character on the side, but just don't have time this morning, so we're just going to concentrate on the letters. And really, I just want to show people how the book works, how it takes the ink, and how the paper holds up, and how it doesn't bleed through, because that's really the main focus of this video. So let's go ahead and just watch as we fill in here. And again, this marker color it's kind of on the lighter side. Once you layer it, again, it gets darker. So if you do one layer, keep in mind it will look a little watercolory. So maybe a second layer will help give it a bit more depth for you. Okay, so that's looking good. Let's go ahead and start lacing in our outer. I'm using the light peach in the Molotov One for All marker. It's fast becoming one of my favorite colors. It's almost like a salmon pink color is what I would describe it as. And it is good for making a nice poppy outline, or even just you know, little doodads and bits and things like that. I don't generally use it for filling in, but you could definitely use it for that if you want to. But for me, I usually fill in with the graphic markers, come back with the paint pens and do my doodads and bits with them. But you can do whatever you want. Your art is your own thing, however you want to do it. So anyways, let's go ahead and continue on here. That's looking pretty good, like that. So what next? What next? Oh yeah, let's outline this splash here. I'm using a middle shock blue marker right here. And the middle shock blue is it's a very popular shade in the Molotov line. Most people know about it. And I think it hits off really nicely on this green here. So I think you guys will enjoy that. Let's go ahead and drop that in. Alright, looking good, looking good. Alright, what next? What next? Oh, we need to do some 3D highlights, don't we? Yes, so let's go ahead and drop some 3D highlights in there. And if I remember correctly, I'm using the ochre brown light. And somewhere along the lines, I forget to put the 3D highlight on the bottom of the E. I always forget one thing, guys. It's like my MO. But it's all good. So let's just go ahead and clean up my outer real quick. My outline, just make sure that's nice and sharp. Sometimes you have to do that after you lay in your halo. Okay, so let's do a couple quick little detail lines here, looking good. Alright, what next? Probably about due to do some shines in a second here. So do some shines, GR. You know what to do. Oh yeah, right here I'm drawing upside down, because sometimes it helps to just get your perspective, and putting it upside down kind of makes you look at the negative space differently. So alright, let's go ahead and start dappling these shines in there. Alright, those are looking pretty good and clean. And you know, take your time, don't stress on the shines. If they don't look perfect, no sweat. You could always go back over them. It's a little bit difficult to do on this book, but you can do it. You'll just have to get some paint pens and do some bubbles or doodads or whatever. But these shines are looking good, so we are not stressing out. Thankfully, I don't think I forget any shines, except for that 3D highlight under the E. So just follow along. There we go. Looking good in the hood. Oh yeah, that shine on the S. Needed that. Alright. Let's just go back and do a little bit of cleanup work, see how everything's going. You know what, let's do a little hit off here. Don't be sore. Some people are naturally sore, though. I know a few people like that. But alright, I guess that's pretty much it. This is the Handselecta book. As you can see, it did not bleed through. It held up really nicely. I gotta tell you, I'm really happy with this book. It really does the job, and I think you guys will enjoy it too. So again, this is an Art Primo video. Thank you very much for watching. This is Handselecta. Stylefile markers. Peace.